Bro's calling my XM4 Cronus XM4 right now in the game chat. Well, that's a good sign that I should make a video about this combination. Well, this is awkward. I know a lot of you probably clicked on this Call of Duty video to be advertised a product, but unfortunately I am just about out of glitch energy. I forgot to re-up on it. And I just go through it so fast. I mean, it's one of the only energy drinks out there without any niacin or other chemicals in it that give me a headache, make me feel flush, makes me crash. Like, drinking one of these is genuinely just pure energy for as long as I sip on it. It's fantastic. Their ingredients list is so small and so down to the point and not full of anything that I'm f***ing allergic to, which is massively important. But it feels disingenuous with an empty shaker or an almost empty shaker to advertise it. So definitely buy Glitch, but if you could do me a favor, buy Glitch using my discount code. You get 20% off, I get a little kickback, and then I'll be able to afford more Glitch myself. Works out for everyone. So, if you're willing to use code 1BOOM for 20% off, I'd really appreciate it, guys, so I can do an actual proper advertisement. But this is just sad. This is me letting you guys down, and I'm really sorry. Could probably also just use this for my video opener, and that'd probably be fine. I think we'd be okay with that. Are we okay with that? We okay with that? They say we're okay with it. I have a production crew back there. You guys have never seen them. Hey there, this is the 1BOOM, and welcome to the first episode of Gunfighter, a series where we go over awesome Gunfighter builds from Black Ops 6, because a lot of people love the Gunfighter wildcard. It is the most fun wildcard to play with in the game, and this series is going to be all about me sharing my favorite builds that I've come up with while using that Gunfighter wildcard. Brief explanation here, I was going to be doing a review of every base weapon in the game, but I realized that I don't like doing those reviews because I don't think they're very useful. All of the stats you need are already in the game, and it's more interesting to take a gun and talk about a special build with it than it is to just go over the default stats that, again, you can already see in-game. If you own the game, you can just go and look at the detailed stats. It's more interesting to me to come up with interesting builds, thematic builds, and just aesthetically really cool builds, and then share them with you guys in this series. So, welcome to Gunfighter, everybody. For our first episode, I thought I'd share with you guys what I believe to be the easiest gun in Call of Duty in a very long time. I'm talking BAL-27, I'm talking NV4, I am talking MW3 2011 ACR 6.8 levels of easy here. Now, the XM4 is already one of the most versatile weapons in the game. There isn't too many ways to mess up the XM4. When you're customizing the XM4, there's nothing you can do to it that's really going to make it egregiously bad. But what if we could make it scary good? Well, I haven't been playing a lot recently, so my aim's been a little rusty, my skills are a little not where I'd like them to be, so I was like, hey, I came up with this really easy build, wonder if it works. I went online and tried it out, and oh my god, it is the easiest gun to use in the game. If your positioning kind of sucks, if your aim kind of sucks, it does not matter with these attachments. And what are these attachments? Well, here we go, we're gonna go tip to butt. We got the Prisma Point hybrid sight to start with. We will be doing alterations to this loadout as I talk about it, but this is the starting build. This is the main build. If you're gonna build the gun and try this loadout out online, I really hope that you try it with this setup first. Not only is the Prisma Point hybrid going to help you with recoil control, because yes, it actually affects your gun kick stat, it gives you a 4.5 times sight and a really nice, easy to see green dot. On top of that, it looks tactical as fuck. So this is a great part of the build. It's gonna let you laser people at long ranges, so don't sleep on it. Then we have the suppressor, of course, keeping you off the minimap, keeping you harder to detect, and keeping your muzzle flash down, and it really does aid in this weapon's feel. Then we have the long barrel, which will extend our range out to 56.9 meters, which is an amazing effective damage range. You might think the reinforced barrel is good for giving you better hit scan, but not only does this barrel look better than the reinforced barrel, it also is just going to give you a more consistent time to kill with what is going to be the most consistent recoil you can deal with in this game. Moving forward, we have extended mag 1 for this part of the build, and yeah, 45 rounds in your magazine at the expense of, well, nothing. There are no downsides listed here, so don't worry about that. 15 extra rounds for free, take them. Then we have the commando grip, something I've talked about in a recent video. Increasing your aim down sight speed and your sprint to fire speed is a good thing, so definitely want to do that, as you're going to be able to get onto target faster and react to a gunfight faster while you're sprinting. But the meat of potatoes are the last 3 attachments here, starting with the buffer weight stock, which was added in post-launch. And this is going to reduce our gun kick by 32%, our horizontal recoil control is going to be improved by 60%, and it is going to improve our vertical recoil control by 30%. which is an insane across-the-board recoil reduction. Then we're going to combine that with the target laser, which will give us aim walking steadiness and aim idle sway delay, which means when you aim down sight, you're not going to have any idle sway. Wherever you aim down sight, it is going to be on the middle of your screen. This adds to the weapon's overall consistency and ease of use. Even though the laser is visible in ADS, it is very hard to see in ADS. Then we add the recoil springs. The recoil springs are going to give us a recoil reduction of 15% across the board on gun kick, horizontal, and vertical. Combining that with the buffer weight stock, this high zoom optic and the target laser, commando grip and extended mag and long barrel, you're going to be consistently melting people past where you think you should be without any skill required to control the recoil. I think it's bizarre that you can get the recoil this low in this game. This build was already really scary before the visual recoil change they did, and then they reduced visual recoil, and it's even scarier now. Now, in terms of alterations, I would say you don't need to use the Prisma Point Hybrid. If you just want to use a red dot sight, I don't blame you. The red dot sight is a fantastic option and is still going to serve you incredibly well. You're going to be able to laser people way outside the effective range you normally think you would be able to without any control of your stick. Like, I am playing on a very high sensitivity and I don't have to press on my stick at all to completely laser the farthest target in the firing range. Ease of use is an absolute understatement here. Another alteration I recommend is if you are more of an iron sight fan, and of course the XM4 has fantastic iron sights, very classic, especially with the long barrel because it makes the front blade a little bit farther away, which makes the sight a little clearer. I'd recommend putting on the Ranger foregrip. This is going to help with your sprinting movement speed as well as more horizontal recoil control. The only problem I have with iron sights in this game is when you have too much horizontal recoil. So if you're more of a iron sight guy, I would say the Ranger foregrip is your best bet because you're going to get better sprinting speed, so you're going to feel even more mobile, and you're still going to have that no effort, zero recoil experience. And you might think this is for noobs, this is for scrubs, and you're kind of right. I actually came up with this build while trying to invent an XM4 for my girlfriend who is just starting to play COD right now and hasn't really played COD before in her life, and I wanted to give her a build where she could just focus on her fundamentals and not worry about getting kills, especially since the lobbies her and I get into are incredibly sweaty. So yeah, this build is for when you're not doing well, or you're new at the game, or you just would like a lazy evening. Another alteration I would make for this build is just using the grenade launcher. For one, aesthetics, this looks fantastic with the barrel shroud and grenade launcher on it. And it's also just a bit of fun, and you still have this complete ease of use, just absolute killing machine, which is pretty great. I would also say that moving over to Extended Mag 2, if you're playing a little bit more conservative on a little bit of a larger map, I would say using an optic and then Extended Mag 2 is a fantastic option for pissing people off. Because if you just have a clear sight and 60 rounds of ammunition, not only does the gun not really let you miss, even if you do miss, you can just keep pre-firing because you have 60 rounds. Now, I wouldn't go all the way to the 100 round mag because then your mobility gets to be that of an LMG, but you don't have any of the benefits of using an LMG. So I personally wouldn't go farther than just using Extended Mag 2 and an optic. But this is the great thing about Gunfighter builds. You don't really have to worry too much about like sticking to the build identically, right? So if I tell you to use Extended Mag 1, but you're on a larger map and maybe dealing with multiple opponents pushing an objective, swap over to Extended Mag 2. Don't be afraid to do it. You don't have to stick to a build verbatim. If you're on a much larger map and you'd rather just aim down sight quickly because you're not too worried about sprint to fire because you're not going to be rushing the opponents, then yeah, using the quick draw grip and a 45 round mag so you get a really nice snappy aim down sight speed, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that either. Using this build while live streaming, I got accused by enemy players of using a Cronus to lower my recoil, because it's surprising that even with the buffer weight stock, which does hurt your aim down sight and aim walking movement speed, you would think the gun is very heavy. But since the extended mag has no downside and nothing else here hurts your mobility, the commando grip only helps it, you can still be surprisingly aggressive with this weapon. So don't think that I'm telling you to make the campiest, most longest range M4. Feel free to be aggressive with it, just understand that you are trading a little bit of that close range versatility for just a zero recoil melt machine. This is now going to be my go-to build when I'm not playing very well, when I'm not doing well with my aim, when I'm not being able to lock down an objective and I'm having trouble getting multiple kills, I'm swapping to this because the ease of use is unmatched. Now, the only downside is you do not have any flinch-resisting attachments with this. We only have 2 ways to reduce flinch, and that is the combat stock and the heavy stock, but then you don't get the buffer weight stock, and the buffer weight stock is what makes this so hilariously easy. Obviously, you do not need buffer weight stock and recoil springs combined. It would be insane for me to say that you should. I'm telling you that the combination of the two is such low recoil that it feels like an exploit, and that's why I think you should go hop online and try it out. It's funny. Because that's what this series is going to be all about. If you are having trouble feeling inspired to go play Black Ops 6, I want to give you guys weapon builds that are either thematic or cool looking or just statistically bizarre like this one, and you can just go online and have that inspiration to play with your Gunfighter loadouts or use the one I'm recommending. I know that when I don't feel like playing COD, watching somebody like recommend a cool class or a sweaty loadout or something does make me want to hop on and try it because it just inspires me. If it doesn't inspire you, that's absolutely fine. But if you watched to this point in the video anyway, I really appreciate you. But I have a lot of these interesting builds laid out and ready to make videos on, so expect a lot more of these a lot sooner. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Hope you guys try my loadout, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Smoked them.
Feel that? They're about to break. Give them a nudge.
Gotta start somewhere. Grenade.
Totally not, because we failed securing that flag like 4 times. Oh, please just all keep dying.